off camera, I'm gonna say I feel listen, nigga. Man, let's just wait till this shit come on.
Oh my gosh.
Bobby.
And we are live.
And that's it. Well, welcome to the motherfucking Ish We Talk Show. This is the first time in a long time that we have actually did it together, but it's the 25th episode, and we just gonna do what it do. I apologize for anywhere I look. I'm gaining baby weight with my girl. I've gained like maybe 10 pounds. I don't like the way I look. I usually be trying to be nice for y'all after my little first weight loss, but it is what it is. We gonna keep it motherfucking cracking.
Yep. And I'm gaining cousin weight. Boom.
And she's gaining cousin weight because she cousin motherfucking first, because she's probably gonna be one of the first motherfuckers to see Crimson face the day bow, because it's just like that, nigga. Family orientated all day, baby. That was my gangster for the moment, because I'm not. Again, this is the Ish We Talk. We are brought to you by Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. If you're on Apple Podcast, still give us a 5-star review. If you haven't already, please give us a 5-star review. It keeps us popping, keeps us doing the things we do. Now, let's get back to business, because we was talking cash money shit before we went live, baby. We live.
Yeah, we live, baby. We live.
What's the first thing you want to get
on? Let's see here. Bill Cosby being released.
You want to get what's your?
Yeah.
You want me to start?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start.
Okay, bet. Bill Cosby being released. First of all praises to America's dad for getting out of prison. I respect it, and I think he shouldn't have never went to prison. And let me justify what I'm saying, because I don't want nobody to come at me and think I'm bigging up a racist. I mean, excuse me, not a racist, a rapist. He was at a civil trial. A civil trial does not give you jail time. If anybody ever looks on any books of anything, civil trials do not mean arrest and put into prison. So he was on a civil trial. So even if he's got found guilty for anything, it would have been a cash settlement, and he would have got to go home and do whatever he was supposed to do. And that's what they do to a lot of white people, and they should have did the same thing to Bill. So that's my argument on that. He should have never been in jail in the first place. But I will say this. It is 7 degrees of separation. I don't believe Bill raped 100 women or hundreds of women. I don't believe that. I believe to what he admitted. Okay. And so because I believe in what he admitted, the statutes of limitations do not afford him jail time. So all that was just a bogus rap. And I know people gonna hate me for saying that, but Bill got a bogus rap.
Okay, so just for the people in the back, explain, please.
Statutes of limitation on any type of rape charges is, I think, 7 years. But I'm not for sure.
But in regards to what you're saying about what he admitted to.
What he admitted to was actually drugging women and having sex with them. What he alluded to was this is what everybody was doing back in the day. And a lot of those women were privy to what he was doing. That's what he admitted to.
Okay.
So, as a person that believes in amendments, and as certain people has took a step back or 2 or 3 on what they said about Bill, and a lot of people have come out as point blank saying they lied. This is where my 7 degrees of separation comes in. Like, I believe that maybe when Bill was throwing parties and doing whatever and doing that, Some women got taken advantage of. I don't believe that Bill did it though. I believe in what he admitted to.
Okay.
You know, I believe 7 degrees of separation is, yeah, you drugged her at this party, and this, because I never want to downplay any type of rape victim or anything. She might have got violated, but I don't think Bill did it. But the fact of the matter was, you were the cause of the situation. So yeah, you get that. You get that. And if the statute of limitations was forever, like a murder charge is, then you were supposed to get everything you were supposed to get because you admitted to actually drugging women. So you get that. But because the statute of limitations is what it is, and because I really fully don't think that you raped 100 or hundreds of women, because a sexual deviant like that would have been got caught. I gotta ride for thank God he's free, because, well, not even thank God. Let me scratch that, because I don't want to put God in this. Well, thankful that he's free, because the judicial system would have played it better for a white man than they would for Bill. So shout out to Bill Pills Cosby getting out. And I will continue to call him Pills Cosby, because that's what it is. I'm not condoning rape. I'm condoning the charges. You know, the charges should not involve jail time, because it was a civil case. You know, I had to explain this to my girl, like, it's a big difference why I ban R. Kelly and why I'm defending Bill's case. I'm not saying Bill's not a rapist. We're going to always have to put that stigma out there, because that was the charge. But we have evidence, and it wasn't a civil case. It was R. Kelly just did some fucked up shit, and then he had tapes to prove it. And the tapes was like, it was some tapes they was like, we're not even gonna give this to the public because it's too graphic, and it is minors. So that's why I don't defend R. Kelly, but I will defend Bill Cosby's case.
Yeah. R. Kelly is something indefensible. You can't really defend R. Kelly. But there is a lot of BS with the Bill Cosby situation. Yes, at the end of the day, the way that situation was set up, he was not supposed to get charged criminally. You know, so that's me. That's my glucose.
Oh shit! Let me get some
stuff. Sorry, but yeah. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he wasn't supposed to be charged criminally. So I'm glad that they finally acknowledged that fact, and he's out on that. As far as him being guilty, I mean, that's a lot of women. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say everybody's a lie, he's innocent. I don't believe that. What I do believe is that everybody wasn't raped. What I do believe is that I don't care how big you feel Bill Cosby was or is or whatever. At the end of the day, some of them women were white women claiming they were getting raped in the 60s. You mean to tell me that a white woman couldn't speak out in the 60s against a black man?
I'm glad you said that, because I can't say that without them saying I'm on some masculine shit.
Yeah, that one to me is hard to believe. But at the end of the day, the man's out. So whether you feel like he did it or not, he's out. You know. Glenn says, "What's up, you crazy cats and kittens?" Hey, Glenn, what's going on?
What's up, man? You still laying in the bed like a hot dad, nigga?
So yeah, that whole thing with with Bill Cosby. And then at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you want us to respect the justice system when it comes to all these injustices, but now you want to get mad and say this, that, and the third when the justice system prevails. Like you can't pick and choose. So this one I probably will have to put in the box with OJ on things I do not discuss with white people.
No, first of all, take OJ out the box. Listen, I know for a long time we have been respecting OJ and been pleading that not guilty verdict. But I will say this. The things that came out of OJ's mouth and the things he said after he said he wasn't guilty, I'm never saying OJ went up there and killed Nicole, and I would never say that. But that nigga knew something. And I will die on that, because anytime a nigga came out with a book called If I Did Do It, he's saying that because na boo boo, you can't touch me. And niggas is arrogant. And once OJ realized that he wasn't Orenthal Simpson to white people, he was black ass OJ, that's when he tried to start rubbing shit in motherfuckers' face, especially white people. That's why they made him spend all those years for a robbery that really shouldn't have been a robbery, because he took his own shit back.
Yeah.
You know, we got to call a spade, right, man. That nigga knew what the fuck he was doing.
I've always said that about OJ. Like, he got charged with robbery, but he got convicted for murder.
Exactly.
You know, so, and he got sentenced for murder.
But if he would have stayed quiet, them white people would have never fucked with him like that.
Yeah.
For the fact that nigga came out with that book, If I Did Do It.
But that was a money grab, which I get, because that murder trial did cost a lot.
It cost a lot, but nigga, you don't incriminate yourself to the world. It ain't about the criminal system anymore, because you got off. Statutes of limitations say they cannot trial you again because of double jeopardy. You still shouldn't have did that, though. You killed yourself reputation-wise.
Yeah.
That money grab is a double-edged sword, man. And you got to think about that, because you still got to live and breathe. It'd be a difference if OJ had a terminal illness and he was going to die in 3 months. He could have said whatever the fuck he wanted to say. Yeah. But because you're still living and breathing and have to go around this motherfucker with people actually walking up to you like, I just want to shake the hand of a murderer. You shouldn't have said nothing.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people would have liked for him to have stayed quiet, but stranger things happen.
Yeah.
But Glenn says his son Jason did it. I heard that before too. There's a lot of rumors on who did it.
Yeah, man, no.
But
yeah. We might have to have a whole podcast about that.
Yeah, a whole.
Because it's a whole conspiracy theory. Yeah. It's 7 conspiracy theories out here about OJ.
Yeah.
Shit. Kato got famous again because of conspiracy series about OJ fucking Simpson.
Point.
Yeah. Kato Kalin, one of the most C actors you're ever going to meet in life, became one of the highlights of the 90s because of OJ Simpson.
Have you ever watched his trial? I mean, his testimony.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is hilarious.
Yeah.
That shit is hilarious.
I fuck with Kato. Kato.
He's the worst.
I fuck with Kato because
he's the worst.
Kato tried his best not to incriminate himself, but to throw everybody else under the bus. It's like, he ain't got shit to do with that. I just stand and get. Y'all have to listen to that shit, man.
Yeah.
And like,
Glenn says, yes, I have receipts. Okay, Glenn. All right, but back to what we were initially talking about, which was Bill Cosby. So,
Bill.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put him and OJ in that box, because this is not something I can discuss with white people, like, on if it's okay or not okay or what have you. Like, he's out.
He's out. I can't discuss it with white people or women in general, because a lot of women
Yeah.
will, they'll take offense. And like I said, I'm not downplaying anybody that got violated, woman or a male. I would never do that. That is not the way I react to things. I want to be so empathetic on a lot of things, but I do believe that a lot of those things were made up. And I do believe if any woman actually really felt violated, it wasn't Bill.
There's a lot of things that come into play when it comes to somebody being violated. And one thing that we do need to look into when it comes to discussing if someone's been violated or not is the law system as a whole. Like there's a lot of loopholes and technicalities and stuff like that that's involved when it comes to those types of cases. So we kind of really need to look at changing the law on how we handle them. Maybe we need to change it in regards to statute of limitations. Maybe we need to change it in regards to how they handle it. Like a lot of those situations happen when it's just two people, the victim and the person being accused.
Yeah, the accuser.
So
or the accused.
Yeah, the accused and the victim. So it's like maybe we need to try to figure out a different way to handle these situations, being sensitive to the victim, but also understanding that a person should be innocent until proven guilty. So and then also understanding that the system is flawed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah. That's that on that.
Yeah, that's that on that. Again, I really want to stamp that me, Lindsay, or anybody that loves and respects the Ish We Talk is not condoning anybody violating anybody. Like I said, I can only defend what the law is. And so I was defending the law on the civil case. He should not have served jail time on a civil case. As far as what anybody's recollection of what conspired in those times, we don't have no dog in that fight, and we're not going to try to.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate, and I hope that the victims get any type of closure that they need, counseling. That's a hard pill to swallow. So it is what it is. But we're gonna move on from that because it can get deep.
Yeah, it can get real deep. Before we move on, one last comment. Glenn says none of those skeezer stories held up to questioning. They got caught in lies, and the main accuser changed story more than Beyonce in concert. Yeah.
Again, for the ones who are victims of this type of violation, we are not downplaying y'all.
No, not at all. Not in the least.
But some of them bitches knew better. Okay, now move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, so that's that on that. So next topic is Verzuz. Yes, absolutely. So on July 1st, there was a Verzuz battle between Keith Sweat and Bobby Brown. It was done at the Essence Festival. I believe this year it's just virtual again.
Yeah, I think it was virtual. They had people there though.
They had people there, but I believe it's still just only virtual. So maybe they just had a limited amount of people.
Like maybe they're doing the festival and not the award show.
No, I think the festival was always by itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like no shade to Essence or the festival or the people that go to festivals, but that's a bit too many people for me.
I never knew that Essence really had a whole like events for days
Oh yeah.
about it and took girls trip.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, that really, that's what that's really top notch shit. I did not know. I thought Essence just had an award show. I didn't know the Ethnic Festival. It was a festival.
Yeah.
Like I just thought niggas was just putting words together.
No. It's a big deal. It lasts for several days in New Orleans. During this time of the year, during 4th of July.
Didn't know that. We should big up that more. We should really push that more. Yeah. Like now that I know what it is, like because that's Black excellence at its core, because it's celebrating people for days, not just a moment. Like
it's for its bias, and it's like big top tier shit. Like how Coachella is. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't as astronomical as Coachella, obviously, but like
but it should be.
Yeah.
And if more of us was aware of it, it would be.
Yeah. And I know people that have gone that have had a ball. Me personally, that's a bit too many people for me all together. I need my own chair. Like they are like it's a legit festival, like but kudos to them. Glenn says that's where you go to catch a cougar with good credit. Yeah, they do be out. They do be out.
Hey, listen, if I was single, I would go to the Essence Festival to really fuck down on something. Because I know it's gonna be something there. If I was single, my girl is just as twisted as I am, and she gonna tell you like, yeah, I done went there to fuck something too.
Oh my, okay.
It would have been like, cause it's so many. It would have been in so many beautiful Black people.
Yeah.
So if it's, hey man, it just would not be right unless you caught a vibe.
Yeah. Like
protect yourself when you catch a vibe, but catch that vibe.
Yeah, definitely. Essence is a big deal. So, kudos to Essence. But yeah. So they did the Verzuz at Essence Fest. And
the shit was garbage. The shit was garbage, y'all. Listen, spoiler alert. Keith Sweat is way too old. Bobby Brown is way too fucking high to ever do some shit like this. I mean, it was a filler for the Essence Festival, but they didn't need it.
I don't agree with this.
They could have did the verses without them two fumbling over each other like grumpy old men.
I don't agree with this opinion. I think it was a great verses.
She's lying.
I do. Now this is what I will agree with you on. R.I.P. to Bobby Brown's vocals.
Everybody's talking all this stuff about him. Shit was whack as a motherfucker.
Yeah. So his dance moves aren't dead, but they are on life support.
I think his dance moves is on fucking comatose. This nigga shit. His son saved him.
Yeah. Now his son, I can see his son being the second coming, which is unfortunate because Bobby Brown Jr. Was an entertainer too.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to him. And he was pretty good. I followed him on Instagram. He was pretty good. So it's sad that he's gone, that we won't get to see him at his max potential.
The sins of your father were buried in the sun. It was that's the tragedy that happened to Bobby.
Yeah. Especially with all the shit that he's been through.
Yeah.
Like for us to still see him is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Even though that voice is gone.
That voice is out of here, Jack.
Even though the voice is gone, but just for us to lay eyes on him is a blessing because he's been through way too much. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. The highlight of the night, I would say, is Keith Sweat getting drunk. Yeah. That's worth watching if you don't know who Keith Sweat or Bobby Brown are.
He
That's
really
worth
showed his
watching.
age getting drunk.
Yeah. I had to look it up. He's like 59.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know he was that old. But yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, I grew up on Keith Sweat and Bobby Brown, more Keith Sweat than Bobby Brown.
She gonna keep saying this, y'all.
So
This is gonna keep her
this holds
safe.
me. This holds a special part or a special place in my heart. Especially just to see both of them getting their flowers. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
You know,
respect.
I didn't appreciate Pleasure P at all. Pleasure P could have stayed backstage. Like, it was cute for Tank to come out, you know. But Pleasure P giving that little speech or whatever, he like killed the vibe. And you can tell, like, once he started talking about what he was saying, the people in the comments and stuff, it was just like, obviously they don't know what's going on in the comments because they're on stage. So why are you bringing that up? You know, let them find out after the fact. But Bobby Brown was over it at that point, and he had one more song to sing or one more song to present. So he walked off. Like, the song was still playing, and he walked off. Like, that's how much over it he was after Pleasure P gave his little speech. So yeah, and he was like off key too. They were singing Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they passed the mic to them, and they were off. So yeah, yeah. So if we could do a versus minus Pleasure P from now on, that'd be great.
Yeah, Country P shot himself in the foot, and I will say, it's bad because Tank, what's Tank been dealing with these past year with his health. That was great for him to come out.
Mm-hmm.
That was really great, and for him to actually, be able to hear the music,
mm-hmm.
and you know what I'm saying, and sing vocally. That was amazing. No one needed a pleasure. No one gave bro. It's not your time. I hate party crashers.
It's not your time.
He's a party crasher. Tank was showing acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm.
You're a party crasher.
Right.
Even Tank had to tell him, nigga, don't sing to me, sing to the crowd.
Right.
Fuck are you doing? You want to look me in the face and show your vocals, nigga, don't sing to me, sing to the
right.
Fuck
what are you doing? Right.
Like, this ain't about us.
What is this? I can't get jiggy with this.
Yeah. Right. It doesn't make it like, damn, I hate to say it, but man, you can tell who's a bitter nigga, man. He's a bitter nigga. Like, anytime you get on two legends platform and act like you the highlight of the show, is a great disservice to the legends.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like I said, if we can do verses from here on out minus Pleasure P, that'd be great.
You'll never see a Pretty Ricky versus anything because of his situation.
Yeah. Right. And unfortunately, he's the face of Pretty Ricky.
Exactly. So you'll never see. I said that when I watched it. I said, I would never be a Pretty Ricky versus.
They ain't got 20, so it don't matter.
Yeah. Shit, Romeo didn't have 20, and they wanted to throw that nigga in there.
That was people talking. I'm sure Swiss and Tim was like, he ain't got 20. We're not gonna waste our time.
I hope so. Shit.
We're not gonna waste our time. So yeah. Yeah, so actually let's go through the songs. Gonna share my screen.
Got this dual screen action shit popping.
Yep. All right. So round one. Round one, we have. There you go. Okay, round one, we have Something Just Ain't Right by Keith Sweat versus Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel.
Who'd you have? You know who you grew up with.
I'm not gonna go there and say that. Even though Something Just Ain't Right was a good start, Bobby came out the gate punching.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So Don't Be Cruel.
About to say, Don't Be Cruel, hands down, beat the slobber out that shit.
Not the slobber.
Don't be something, something, just say, don't be cruel.
Right.
Nigga.
Like, fuck out of here.
Fuck you talking about, nigga? We talking about hits, bitch.
Hey.
You had the hood, I had the world.
Yeah. Okay. So round 2. Keith Sweat's Make You Sweat versus New Edition, Mr. Telephone Man.
Make You Sweat because it was Keith. Even though Mr. Telephone Man is a worldwide hit, this is still Keith.
I get what you're saying. However, New Edition, even though Keith Sweat was joning them about it, New Edition being played is not a cheat code.
It's not.
You know
it's a superior advantage, though.
It is. It is. So for that,
you gotta give it to Keith.
No, I don't want to give it to Keith for that.
You want
Mr.
to.
Telephone Man is good.
It is. Mr. Telephone. Amazing.
And Bobby Brown sung his heart out in that chorus.
He did. But Keith singing Keith and not needing any help and not having someone write that shit, you got to give it to him. Because you can't say Make You Sweat is a bad song.
No, absolutely not. And on top of that, the way that he ushered the song in was dope. Because he was like, can't too many people say that they could put their name in the title of a song.
Exactly.
I get that. God, but Mr. Telephone Man is such a good song.
Make You Sweat.
All right. So round 3. Oh, God. All right. Keith Sweat's How Deep Is Your Love versus New Edition, Jealous Girl. Keith Sweat.
I was about to say we're not even
gonna argue that one.
Not gonna argue that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Round 4, Keith Sweat, I'll give all my love to you versus Bobby Brown's Girlfriend. Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat.
Yeah. Round 5, Keith Sweat's How Do You Like It Part 2 versus Bobby Brown's Girl Next Door. Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat.
Yeah. Especially because he played the left eye version, you know. Round 6, Keith Sweat's Right and Wrong Way versus New Edition, Hit Me Off. Keith Sweat.
Yep. Because I mean, Hit Me Off was hard.
That was
It was hard, but it wasn't Bobby alone.
Yeah. But even if it was Bobby alone, Right and Wrong Way, come on now. You may be young, but you're ready.
Yep, but pause though, because those lyrics are controversial.
They are.
So,
okay. But he didn't say underage.
He
you could be young and not underage and still of age.
White people would be like, my daughter was only 17.
In Missouri, 17 is an adult.
Exactly. Exactly. She's an adult. Keith was serving her dick, man. Fucked up, ain't it? It's the real truth. It's the real truth, y'all. That nigga probably got arrested, and then his lawyers was like, y'all gotta let him out.
Right. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, let's go back to the list. Round 7, Keith Sweat's Telling Me No Again versus New Edition, You Don't Have to Worry. Now this pissed me off because the version that they played of You Don't Have to Worry is the trash ass version.
That's what I was about to say. It was the whack version.
Yes, they needed to play the remix, the Diddy remix with Missy. Now, if they would have played that remix, he would have won. I would have gave it to Bobby for that. However, they didn't. So I have to give it to Keith Sweat.
You got to. I said the same thing.
Yeah, I was like, what are they doing? So, next round, Keith Sweat featuring Snoop Dogg, Come and Get With Me versus Bobby Brown, Thug Lovin'. Now, I thought that the Thug Lovin' song was featuring Bobby Brown.
No, it was featuring Bobby Brown.
Yeah, but the way that they said it on there, they were saying it like it was Bobby Brown's song. And I was like...
But they didn't explain it, though.
Yeah.
If they would explain, like, Bobby had this song, Ja Rule had the lyrics, they put it together, and then it's the collabo, it would have been that. But they didn't explain that.
Yeah.
So I always thought Thug Love was a feature.
Right.
Now,
it was a feature. And they didn't even say Ja Rule.
Saying that, I will say this. I know you're getting bored dealing with him. Don't you want my loving, thug, loving, thug, loving? Because I know you're getting bored. That was amazing to me at 14, 15. No, take that lot back. I had to be like,
we was adults.
Yeah, it was 2000 something.
Yeah.
So I was like, and like either 19 or 20. What was that like? When did that come out?
It was in the 2000s.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was pre or I think it was right before the whole 50 Cent Ja Rule situation.
I think it was, and that was early 2000s.
Yeah. Let's see. Ja Rule, Thug Lovin'.
You faster than me.
Came out in 2002.
2002, which means they had that song between 2000 and 2001.
Yeah, it was on The Last Temptation. Yeah, so that's Ja Rule's song feature.
Because of how, what is that, Poly Metro, whatever that shit, back then when CDs were actually getting printed, that shit had to be printed out a year before that shit even came to light because they wasn't changing anything. Nowadays, you can change whatever and then just stream it. But back then, it wasn't like that. So I was like 19. Yeah, 2002. 2002, I was 19. So, nigga, Thug, that shit, I have to give it to Bobby on that. Yeah. Because I love that shit.
Let's see. Glenn says, how do they have Bobby winning these rounds and clearly his songs aren't the winner? I know. You know, when I read the Billboard scoreboard, I initially saw that they had Bobby Brown winning. And I was like, you know what? I'm not mad at them saying Bobby Brown winning. Then when I went and saw the rounds, because they had him winning by a big amount, and I was like, I can't get behind him winning damn near a landslide. Like I can't get behind that out. Like I would have bought it if it wasn't a landslide.
But the thing is, we're looking at people who are watching Verzuz because it's a trend. So we're watching people that probably never ever heard of Keith Sweat, but they know about Bobby Brown because of the whole biopics of New Edition and everything that they came out. You know, so it's a bias in the voting booth.
Well, not even just that, because somebody had brought up this on Twitter because they were saying, now is Keith Sweat black people famous and then there was a lot of people in the comments like, I know about Keith Sweat. I had his album and my parents listened to him too and all this kind of stuff. And I got in the comments because I remember there was a certain point in Keith Sweat's career where he was big on MTV, and that was when the self-titled album was out, which is the album with Nobody on it. Now it had Twisted on it, it had Just a Touch. All three of them songs were heavy rotation on MTV. So I do remember a point when Keith Sweat was a big deal to white people and black people. He was a bigger deal to black people, of course. However, in the same breath, Bobby Brown was the next best thing since sliced bread at one point. But
they marketed him so well.
He was astronomical in overseas, especially in Japan, especially around the Ghostbusters time.
That's what I was about to say. They marketed a total disaster, and made it something because of Bobby Brown.
Yeah. So, Bobby Brown was a bigger deal to white people than Keith Sweat was, but I'm not going to discredit Keith Sweat. He was a big deal to white people too. So it ain't like they just don't know him. Now, they probably haven't listened to him since Nobody, but yeah, they know about Keith Sweat.
But because I've never had that argument because I actually, you know what I'm saying, My mother was a hippie, so I knew a lot of white people that love Keith Sweat. Mm-hmm. So I never, know what I'm saying? I would have never even pegged that argument. I do peg that as of recently with how the internet and how things pop, Bobby Brown is the bigger name.
Yes.
So yeah, it's going to be a land. Like I said, it's just disproportionate in the voting booth because a lot of these young bulls have never heard of Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
But a lot of these young bulls heard of Bobby Brown because of all the biopics and the deaths that has happened to him.
Yeah.
Like all Bobby Brown
that ain't got nothing to do with music.
Yeah. Bobby Brown lost his wife, his daughter, and his son.
Yeah.
And like
all within a 10-year period.
Yes.
You know.
So of course they're giving Bobby Brown his flowers like that because that's the only way they know how to. But Keith Sweat is a dominant force. Like Keith Sweat did it on his own and admitted he used to be jealous of the new edition niggas, and that's what fueled his fire.
Right. And let's not forget he's one of the forefathers of New Jack Swing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, yeah, this is the first time I've ever been like Billboard got it wrong with the scorecard.
Totally got it wrong.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, for this round in particular, which is so crazy, I totally forgot about this Snoop Dogg featured song. But as soon as they played it, I was like, yes, ma'am, that is the shit.
Yeah.
However, Thug Lovin' was a good bop too.
And you just got to give it to Thug Lovin', man.
If anything, I would have to call a tie.
I can't call it. I could, because that Snoop song was hidden. I swear that shit hit.
That is such a groove right there.
I'm never going to deny that from Snoop.
That's a vibe.
But that Thug Lovin' when Ja Rule was at his pinnacle.
Yeah.
You got to give it that. For even it to be a Ja Rule and a Bobby Brown. Understand, that's why I said I'm never downplaying Bobby Brown. Because understand, when Ja Rule got Bobby Brown, that skyrocketed him to somewhere he didn't know he could go.
Facts. Yeah, because everybody was like, wait a minute, Bobby Brown doing features in this millennium?
Exactly.
You know?
So I just have to give it to that. I have to give it to I gotta give it to Thug Lovin', man.
I totally understand you giving it to Thug Lovin'. I just can't 100% say Thug Lovin' because that Keith Sweat and Snoop Dogg is such a vibe. It's such an undeniable vibe.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's a vibe. We're talking about a fucking banger, though.
Both of them, though.
Yeah, not so much.
Come on. All right.
You say that. Yeah, not so much.
All right. So
what'd you hear? Did you hear Snoop Dogg and nigga shit? Or did you hear Thug Lovin' and nigga shit?
Come on. I heard both of them in nigga shit. Like, you got to give it to that beat. That beat knocks.
I'm not denying
that beat knocks.
What I'm saying is, the majority of the time, niggas was, and I know you're getting bored dealing with him. Niggas was doing that.
Dude. Yeah.
Niggas was doing that.
Yeah.
As a 19-year-old kid, I watched old niggas loving that shit.
Yeah, but that keeping Sweat.
That keeping Snoop was hard. But nigga, and I know you getting bored.
Come on,
and to have that nigga damn near slide across the stage with his coke mouth. Oh, and he was holding his coke mouth just to let you know it was real. The nigga was sliding across the stage with 2 fingers on his coke chin. And I know you're getting bored. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Got me fucked up, nigga. That one.
He sung his heart out on that song.
And his voice was still trash, but it was raspy and hard.
Yeah. It was on the verge of being trash. Because the raspy ain't always a bad thing. And it worked.
You play back this America, and that's exactly how you sound.
All right, so round 9. Keith Sweat featuring Cut Close, Get Up On It, versus Bobby Brown, One More Night. That's Keith. Come on.
That
if
Get Up
you
On
really,
that was hard.
Really,
Get Up On It was hard.
all you gotta do is Get up on it. All right. Round 10. Keith Sweat's I Want Her versus Bobby Brown Getaway. Now, I'm not going to front. I used to play the entire dog shit out of Getaway.
That I was about to say, this is the song you should have had a problem with.
Yeah.
Because this is the song I had a problem with. This is the one I was like, ooh, because I Want Her was hard. That was really early New Jack Swing, and it was so dope. Mm-hmm. But Getaway.
Seen you last night, saw you standing there. Couldn't picture the color of your hair. All I wanted to know was you really there?
Hey, listen, that was a slap.
It was.
And that was my mama's slap.
Right, and the way the song start, that ooh, boom, do 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 do, like, come on, that
I wanna,
I want that, baby.
Hey, listen, but Getaway was really good.
So I can be away from the madness, far from the noise and the darkness. It's not too late. There's gotta be a way for me to escape all this nonsense. Get away. Yeah. That mug was hard.
I think it was for us. I think it was for the youth. I think Getaway was for the youth at the time.
And then they kicked it in the what's that called? The video. Do you remember the video? They kicked it. Yeah, they kicked it.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me. Because I remember Getaway, and I remember it being a bop for us.
Yeah. So Glenn says, white and black people both been making babies off Keith Sweat. If you haven't made one to his music, you were made it.
We were what?
You were made it.
You were made it.
If you haven't made one to his music, you were made it.
So the motherfucker just was made to fuck. Like, you get with her over there, and you get with him over there, and you just fuck and make some babies.
But then he also says, when he jumped out that helicopter high as Giraffe's ass, that was a highlight.
It was, because he jumped out immediately into dance mode with his finger across his mouth. I think he meant to hit his nose, but the way it was already too late, he had to finish it.
Right. He did do that. I ain't
nigga.
Yeah, he did that. He did that shit.
I gotta give it to I Want Her, man.
I Want Her.
I gotta give it. I want to be on some neutral shit and say both, because I know that song was a bop for me.
Getaway, just the notes that Bobby was hitting on Getaway alone.
But was it Bobby or was it Ralph? Because Ralph.
No, that's a Bobby Brown song.
Yeah, but I know, Ralph used to actually go in there and help him sing.
Oh, you know what? I don't know.
Yeah, if you never knew that, Bobby did an interview, and yeah, I mean, you can just look up Bobby interviews. I'm sure they're on YouTube. But he had expressed how, Ralph was always a great friend to him. Mm-hmm. And when he would go to the studio drunk, Ralph was a great legend because he started off trying to sound like Michael Jackson. So he knew how to hum his voice. And when Bobby was too drunk, Ralph would sing his bars for him. So he always get much respect for Ralph.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, round 11. Guys. Oh, let me go back because round 10 was kind of weird because Keith Sweat started out, and then they did all their rounds, and then when it got to 10, I think Keith Sweat played merry-go-round, and then that's when the DJ was like, okay, y'all sung 10 songs. So Bobby Brown didn't even get to do one to combat that one. And then when they came back, that's when they continued. So it was kind of weird there. Like Keith Sweat kind of snuck in that extra song, but it wasn't on
I don't think
purpose.
he tried to, because like at the end of the day, that's when he was like, "Oh shit, I think I shot my shot."
Yeah,
like I think he shot his load too quick.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't on purpose. Like I think that was I think that was out on the DJ for that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, back to the list. Round 11 is, which this was news to me and a bunch of other people on Twitter.
Definitely me.
Guys, Let's Chill versus Bobby Brown featuring Aquill Davidson's That's the Way Love Is. I thought that was one of the Marleys, but hey, what do I know? Yes. Keith Sweat is one of the writers for Let's Chill. He's not credited, and according to Genius, because they was in the comments on Instagram, it was a dispute between, because it's only Teddy Riley and this other guy that are credited for writing that song. And according to Genius, the other guy that's credited, him and Keith Sweat had a dispute, and that's the reason why he's not credited on the song. But he did, in fact, help write Let's Chill. So, of course, that goes to Keith Sweat.
Exactly. I was about to say, we're not going to do that. Yeah. As much as we went there, Bobby did them New Edition shits. Now, I get it. But That's the Way Love is not popping as hard as Let's Chill.
Mm-mm. No, and I do remember Bobby Brown recording this song on his reality show. Because remember, he was working with the Marleys real heavy while he was on the reality show, because he was supposed to be coming out with a new album during that time, and that was one of the songs. I never knew that songs to come out, but I guess they did. But yeah, that's without a question Let's Chill. Oh no, I take that back. That ain't the song. It's this next round that I'm thinking of. This is the song that Bobby Brown recorded on the reality show.
Okay.
With the Marleys. This beautiful song. And that's going up against Silk's Freak Me, which I knew Keith Sweat did write that song. So yeah, so Silk's Freak Me versus.
Yeah, we knew. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, we knew Keith Sweat came out with Silk.
Yeah. Versus Damian Jr. Gone Marley featuring Bobby Brown, Beautiful. Of course, that goes to Freak Me. Yeah, that's a classic.
Listen, anytime you start any album with your sexy's got it going on, don't you know? Your sexy got it going on. Like, you already know. Yeah. Like, at that time, that was pushing all letters.
Yeah. The fact that Freak Me was getting played in heavy rotation on the radio was a big deal, because just the beginning, Freak Me, baby.
Listen.
Let me lick you up and down till you say stop.
We were literally telling bitches, let me freak you. You know how stupid that is? Let's just put in perspective of what it is. Yeah. We had our whole teenage dicks out saying, let me freak you. Mm-hmm. That's how much of an impact that song was.
Right.
So we're not.
Yeah. And they didn't even edit the song or make a radio version of the song.
No.
If anything, the radio version was shorter. But I don't even think they made it shorter, to be honest.
Remember, all their songs was fucked up. What was that one song? Let me lick you up and down.
That's this.
This nigga, I'm thinking of the lyrics. I mean, sorry, not the song, but the lyrics. This nigga said, I love the taste of whipped cream.
Hey.
Spread it all over me.
Baby, don't be
nigga. And you know, in the hood, you know what we used to say? Swear to God, hand to the Bible.
What?
Niggas would laugh all day. Niggas used to be like, I love the taste of whipped cream. Hey, spread it on my digger leg. Because we knew what this song was about. Because we knew this fucking song was about fucking, nigga.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I'm on a nigga. Glenn, you were my nigga because you were as creepy as me. I swear to God. Say we didn't say this shit. This shit went from Missouri to Kansas, nigga.
I'm so dead. Oh my God.
Yes.
I am deceased.
Yeah.
Y'all are crazy. I never heard that.
You know how quick I can't make that up. That shit came right off the cuff. I didn't even, because I knew how that song went. I knew what niggas was saying. Niggas was literally looking bitches in the face saying, I love the taste of whipped cream. Hey, spread it on my dick and lane. Girl, just don't be mean. Yeah. Yeah. Real shit.
Dead. Oh my God.
Hey, I'm an 80s baby. We was fucking wild, my nigga.
Oh my God. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Oh God. Here go Glenn. Glenn says, yep, we was singing this shit.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth, world. And every nigga that's watching this right now to be like, you so right. We knew what the lyrics was. We was looking bitches dead in the face. Saying ding-a-ling.
My ding-a-ling.
Yeah. We was literally looking bitches dead in the face like, spread it on my ding-a-ling. In that voice.
Oh
I'm sorry for anybody that I fucking offended as a teenager. But I was serious as hell.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. So that that was a point to Keith Sweat.
Yes.
So
yes, it was. Change the generation.
Change my life. So round 13, Keith Sweat's Keep It Coming versus Bobby Brown, Good Enough. I do like Keep It Coming, but Good Enough.
I was about to say, yeah, we not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not even going.
Keep It Coming is cute.
Keep It Coming was that was a hit.
Yeah.
That was a hit.
Yeah, but it ain't good enough. Good Enough was the shit. LSG, My Body. This is a hard round. Versus Bobby Brown with Whitney Houston, Something in Common. Now, before we get into this, if Ciroc do not sign Keith Sweat for an endorsement deal, y'all are tripping, because the way he came off the cuff with a whole Something in Common version to Ciroc, that was classic.
I didn't even think you was gonna do that.
Oh my gosh.
He was shooting his shots.
I tweeted them. I tweeted Ciroc and Diddy. I was like, we need
a Keith Sweat
commercial stat.
And if you was Puff, you should have said, hey, boy, call him.
Dude. Because, I mean, he was like, Ciroc. Like, we am something. Like, just singing to it. Like, just off the cuff. Like, that was perfect. Like,
that shit was so cool.
Yes.
Because it'd have been a difference if he was off key.
Right.
That shit was so cool.
Yes.
That you can't do nothing but give him a space. You ain't got to do that version, but you're definitely gonna do a version with Keith on there.
He has to have a major endorsement deal just off of that
you got
alone.
To,
Cause I mean,
you give anybody, you gave the nigga that was on How High, the Latino guy. And you gave him a commercial. Give him I ain't saying a commercial like that, but you put him in a commercial. You could definitely put Keith in.
Right, he needs a whole campaign. We need to see him in liquor stores on posters like how we used to see Billy D. Williams on Colt 45.
Man, works every time.
You know what I'm saying? Like he needs a whole endorsement deal. I will buy Ciroc every time. You know what I'm saying?
I love Summer Watermelon.
Do you? The one I really liked was the one that was in the black bottle. If you drunk that with Sprite, it was perfect. I don't remember what kind that was, but it was perfect. But yeah, so
you should fuck with us too, Diddy. Diddy, you should fuck with us too. Yeah. Just because we just shouted out like two of your dope shit.
Okay.
I'm just
right. You know, we are open for endorsements as well. And sponsorship. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Open the door.
So, round 14, who you got?
I understand that Something in Common was it was something that should have it should have happened anyway, because it was Bobby Brown and fucking the queen of whatever, Whitney Houston. She was the queen of everything. But LSG was just slap. LSG was just slap.
To this day.
My body. My body all over you.
I think what makes this round hard is because you don't want to turn your back on Whitney.
You don't. But if we're gonna put aside the fact that it's the Whitney Houston, dead or alive, it's the Whitney Houston. If we put that to a side, it's an easy slam dunk for my body. But it's not making it easy because it's the Whitney Houston. Baby, it's your body.
Yeah. In the middle of the night, when my body's feeling for you, baby.
Wanna call you up
and let you know just what I'm feeling.
911-0024. Baby, it's an emergency. I'm calling cause I need some more. How would you like if I lay you down? Yeah.
Fix you down.
I mean, that alone right there should make you know that, my body won.
I feel like we was going to say my body, period, but it's just the point. We got it.
We got it. Okay.
Yeah. And they gave it to Bobby Brown. See, shit like that, you know.
Stupid. That was stupid.
So, round 15, Keith Sweat featuring Cut Close, Twisted, versus Bobby Brown.
Twisted.
Moving around.
Twisted. Get up off my back. Ain't nobody humping around.
He was saying some shit on this song, though.
I get it.
He really was.
But he was at the verge of nobody ever listening to his music at the time. This is
like the last solid album.
He was in his shutout version, and that wasn't good enough to make people keep the door open for Bobby.
Yeah.
That's why I'll give it to Twisted, because Twisted was a Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah. And I even like the rap version.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, and that's when I started really seeing Keith Sweat on MTV a lot, was when Twisted dropped. So Twisted was a good crossover song for him. And then Cut Close, their vocals together are just like angels. You know what I'm saying?
So come here, baby, and let me do it to you.
Yeah. So
like how cool that was without this saying, "I want to suck your dick." Cutting Close was really cold at making that shit sound like I want to say everything I want to say without saying it.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So round 16, Johnny Kemp's Just Got Paid versus Bobby Brown's Rock With You. Now, I found out that day that Keith Sweat wrote Just Got Paid. But it makes sense because it's always to me sounded like one of his other songs. So,
yeah, I didn't know Just Got Paid was this shit either.
Yeah.
And at this time, he was already lifted. He wasn't even completing the sentences. He was about this place song.
Right. Cassidy.
Oh, you read my shit. So you read my shit. Shout out to Keith. I love. Hey man, I love old man. I love old man swag, and that nigga Keith is old man swagger.
Yes.
He should. Yeah. Whatever he was smelling like on that stage, they should brand that shit.
Absolutely. He was smelling like something expensive.
I'm talking about he smelled like, you know, if a nigga sit in your car and now a car smell good and everybody know it smell. So when a nigga sitting there and be like, "What was Keith in here?" Right. They should bottle that.
Smell. He definitely got a signature smell.
Keith must have been in here, boy. This motherfucker smell like Keith.
Right. You know Keith from down on 75th?
Yeah. That nigga smell like Polo Red, Zaza,
and Black Ice.
And Black Ice. With a touch of lavender. Like, this nigga smell good as fuck.
For the ladies. The lavender for the ladies.
This nigga make you mad. You tell that nigga go over there, man. I ain't move, man. Come on, now. I just came from the gym, man. You're embarrassing me. This nigga smell good as fuck.
Right. And he had his jacket open, and you can see them couple of cuts.
And then like, little cut, then he look.
You know what
and then he got that 60-year-old cut.
Right.
And then the way his suit was, it was cut not to show a lot.
Right.
But just to touch his body.
Right.
Like, man,
just a touch.
Man, make you mad. Just a little bit.
Right.
That's what he said. He said, hey, Mr. Sweat, how do you want this suit? Make it right just a little bit. And he was like, say no more, nigga. Exactly what to do.
Right.
Hey, Keith was phenomenal. I'm not, as much as I say that Verzuz was trash, Keith was phenomenal, man.
I feel like this is making you change your mind.
I'm never gonna say it still was trash. But Keith was phenomenal. You gotta respect. You gotta respect Bobby too. Let's not get it twisted.
Oh yeah.
I respect with
both of them.
But Bobby was the nigga that was like, last minute somebody said, hey nigga, you know you're supposed to get ready for Verzuz. He's like, what the fuck? Hey man, baby, give me one of them t-shirts out the pack.
Right, they couldn't even get a babysitter. Just bring the kids.
Bring the babies, man. Bring the babies. Shit, I got somewhere to be. I ain't drunk all this goddamn shit.
Right.
We drinking some ride tonight? All right, well, I can't drink no more brown liquor. Like, this is what this nigga shit was on.
Right. Glenn says, you may be drunk, but you're ready.
Yeah.
Then he also said, it sounds like you're downplaying the Gerald Levert. You know, I'm not downplaying
we
Gerald Levert.
We would never downplay Joe. Rest in peace, Gerald Levert. Gerald Levert is to this day one of the best vocalists.
Yeah.
As far as male R&B singers.
Right.
It's niggas that can't hit Gerald Levert shit.
I thought about him too on that round. You know what I'm saying? But what we not gonna do is act like it wasn't a hard decision to pick the song because of Whitney Houston.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? That was my point. But no, we're not downplaying the Gerald Levert.
We're not doing that. We weren't even downplaying the death of Gerald Levert or anything like that.
It was just this. If Whitney was alive and kicking, we still would be like, damn, that's a Whitney though. And
it still would have been my body.
Right, and it still would have been my body. Exactly.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? If Gerald was alive and kicking, you know.
Baby, it's an emergency. Calling, gotta have some more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not denying that. Mm-mm. If I lay you down,
yeah. Your body fits me like a glove.
Man.
Like, that's a very explicit.
Baby, it's your bride. Yeah, that shit, man. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
That's just
we love her.
How they used to get away with shit. Like, that's a real writer. Your body fits me like a glove. We all know what you're talking about there. But anyway.
Yeah, man.
Back to round 16. What do you think? Just got paid or rock with you?
I gotta go rock with you.
Rock with you?
I gotta go rock with you.
But
I just got paid was so
huge.
Ho ho.
Like, people still play that every other Friday. Like
yeah, but rock with you was that was Bobby, so I gotta give it to Bobby.
I give you that, but every time you get paid, you cannot tell me
it was a hit.
That song don't come in your head in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion.
It was slap. Yeah. It was slap. But by default, because I gave a lot of things to Keith, which was New Edition. From Bobby, I have to give it to Bobby for that being his own.
Okay, I give you that. Round 17, Keith Sweat's "Make It Last Forever" versus Bobby.
Make It Last Forever. You can continue to say right.
I did this on the last podcast, so it wouldn't be right if I don't bless the ish we talk with this. So. The truth about Roni, she's a sweet old girl, about the sweetest little girl in the whole wide world. She make the toughest homeboy fall deep in love. See, once you had a Roni, you would never give her up. She's a special kind of girl that makes her daddy feel proud. You know, the kind of girl that stands out in the crowd. Find a tender Roni, and the Roni is so right. I think I'm gonna love her for the rest of my life. With that being said,
yeah, it is Roni. It is Roni. I'm sorry.
You say Roni now? And I was going to say Make It Last Forever.
No, but I really want to say Make It Last Forever because Make It Last Forever was
that's a staple.
Vocally wise, doper than Roni.
Yeah.
And for like, you know, for the swagger of what it was better. Like Make It Last Forever was better. It was way better. Roni was his phase out of Teenage Bop.
Yeah. But that, I think Roni, like when you think of Babyface's pen, that is like top tier.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so hard. But Make It Last Forever is a staple.
Yeah, Roni was hard though.
Roni is hard.
Still Make It Last Forever.
Okay, so like if we look at it like this, if we compare the album Don't Be Cruel to the album Make It Last Forever, what is the standout song on Don't Be Cruel? It's not
nothing.
Roni. It's not Roni. What is this? What is the standout song on Make It Last Forever?
Make It Last Forever.
So with that being said, I know you don't want to say it.
Let's Make It Last Forever.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I love you, baby. Hey.
Yeah. And remember that song had the Mariah Carey remaking it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean that
keep
give me kisses, love me, hold me, squeeze me,
yeah, squeeze me,
chillin', come on, I love it, you know I love it, And just when that beat drops, like if you got some knock, it's a wrap.
Shout out for Mariah Carey knowing how dope Keep Sweat was.
Yeah. Like
I know.
Yeah, that song was just hard.
Hey man, I remember my mama anything that my mama ever danced to in my mind is a hit. Because my mama was a Jehovah's Witness, so she didn't listen to worldly music. So anything that she listened to from the world that she liked, I have to deem it was a hit.
It would be a big deal, right? All right, so Round 18, LSG featuring L. Cool J, Lil' Kim, and Busta Rhymes, Curious, versus Bobby Brown's On Her Own. Now, I did like Curious when it came out. However, it's On Her Own.
Yeah.
Yeah. That song.
On Her Own was hard.
Let's just for the performance at the VMAs alone, On Our Own would have won. Even if the song was a trash
I forgot all about that.
For that performance. How
I didn't even think about that until you just said that.
Right.
You dropped his coat back.
Pick it up and don't miss a step.
You
drop your pack. Like, come on. But it's On Our Own. Yeah. You know it.
Yeah, that
Heart and Soul dance.
Damn,
and then
it was so hard for that.
Yes. And then on top of that, his son was singing and dancing to the song. That was so cute. And that song is like over 30 years old. And his son, I don't even think his son is 10 yet.
No, his son was giving it the business.
Yes. It's like you can tell he studied.
Yeah, he loved his daddy.
Performances and
he loved his daddy. He know. So in his early life, his mother and the people around him have bigged up his father where he respects the shit out of him. And I love to see that.
Yeah.
Because you don't really see that in a lot.
Right.
Nigga, even Bow Wow's motherfucking daughter was hesitant to come on stage.
I just think she was being shy.
Yeah, that's
she
true.
Was on the side.
She was on the side, but she was hesitant to get up there. But Bobby's son was like, "Daddy, we about to kick it."
Right.
I thought that was fly.
Yeah, he was down there getting it. I love to see it. So 19, Keith Sweat's "Don't Stop Your Love" versus Bobby Brown's "Every Little Step."
Every Little Step. Don't Stop Your Love was hard.
Yeah.
But every little step I take.
It was so many people in the comments on Twitter that was talking about how they was just waiting for every little step.
Yeah.
And those same people probably never heard "Don't Stop Your Love."
When I'm up at night, I toss and turn.
That for the telephone.
Hey.
When I get your call, out your can't believe you called my home. As a matter of fact, it blows my mind. You wouldn't even talk to me. Because a girl like you is like a dream come true. A real life fantasy.
Yeah, that shit was hitting.
Yeah.
Hi. What's up?
We going over the verses.
Yeah. Versus. That's my girl Jasmine. She just walked in.
I think she's in frame. Let's see. Yeah, she in frame.
Hey. All right.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I like good. I love it. Hey, Lindsay, how you say
hi? So, yeah, every little step, of course.
Man.
So
every little step. I remember when Mike Tyson did the video over because he said he had a dream he was in the video.
Yes, I forgot
that shit was so hard.
Yes,
Mike had moves back then. Mike could really dance.
Yeah, I totally forgot he did that.
Every little step, hey.
Yeah, he was dancing. He had on them spandex shorts with the suspenders.
Yeah, he was cheesing. That was the best, man.
Yes. Yes. So.
I'm smoking meat, so y'all can talk.
Oh. So, we have round 20. Keith Sweat featuring Athena Cage, Nobody, versus Bobby Brown's My Prerogative. Although we do love My Prerogative, I have to give it to Keith Sweat.
I'm sorry. Keith Sweat's what?
Keith Sweat's Nobody versus My Prerogative.
Oh. You want to give it to Keith?
I want to give it to Keith.
I can't.
Okay.
I because Nobody is good. Nobody is damn good, though. The beginning of Nobody is one of the best.
I agree.
Fucking
I was literally just thinking
like slap.
Yeah, especially if you play the album version. If you play the album version, that part is extended.
That nigga sounded like auto tunes before auto tunes. Mm-hmm. Well, nah, because Roger Troutman was out. But before auto tunes was hot. I wanna please you. I wanna tease you. That shit right there was slap. But My Prerogative, that skyrocketed Bobby. And I can't deny that. Mm-hmm. I can't deny the hit that My Prerogative was because it was Bobby stepping out into his own and not giving a fuck what nobody said. And back then to go solo was hard. You wasn't Michael Jackson, boy.
Yeah.
That's what they was telling niggas. Like, you sure you want to quit the group? Cause it was at that time it was only a handful of niggas that did it. It was Bobby Brown and motherfucking what's my man's name? He's a great songwriter to this day. Damn, I forget. He did a Verzuz too. Babyface.
Oh, yeah. Well, now that we know for sure what happened in the background, we know that he did not leave the group. He got kicked out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, this is not his first album. But it was a big middle finger to the naysayers,
Exactly.
especially because that first album didn't do as good
Exactly.
as people anticipated. So I do understand that argument, but correct me if I'm wrong,
crazy,
but
I
nobody was a
don't
bigger
give a
hit.
damn.
I don't know. I could be corrected, but I thought nobody was a bigger hit than My Prerogative.
I think My Prerogative was a way bigger hit.
You could totally be right.
We gotta look. My Prerogative was
Let's see.
that put Bobby. That made Bobby. Because like you said, Bobby's first album, it was good, but it wasn't enough for him to leave New Edition. My Prerogative was, they was like, you don't need them bitch ass niggas. Two of them niggas don't even sing no way. They just dance.
Let's see.
Like, you just got two dancing niggas and three singers. Like, they don't need, I mean, come on, man.
Let's see. Reception. Track. No. Charts. Okay. Oh wow. Back in 88, 89, the Billboard chart for the Hot Black Singles. They actually had a chart called Hot Black Singles.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are so
I'm assuming it's called that's the R&B chart.
Yeah, we so fucked up, y'all, man. Like, we do not know how segregated we still are.
Yeah.
But
right, they try to mask it now. Yeah.
Oh, 86, man, that's just 3 years after I was born.
Yeah. So it was a Hot 100 number one. And Hot Black Singles, it was number one. Hot Dance Club Play, it was number 7. Where else? UK Singles, it was number 6. Okay. But it was number 1 here. So, and in year-end charts, it was number 2 on the Hot 100. All time, if you go from 58 to 2018, it was 507.
Wow.
So, okay, let's. I'm sure nobody's not.
Let's go to Keith.
Yeah, but let's see.
My Prerogative was. That's my prerogative. Stop asking questions on what I've been. Hey, man.
Really don't know the deal about my brother. Okay, so number 3 for the Hot 100. And now it's called Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs.
Wow.
That's number 1, and then U.S. Rhythmic is number 1. Year-end charts, it was 73. On the Hot 100, and R&B hip hop songs, it was 42, and then all time it was 542.
So Bobby just beat him.
Yeah.
But yeah, nobody was good. Nobody was really good. But Prerogative.
Yeah. So
Prerogative was a hit.
Yeah, if we're gonna go by the charts. But the thing I do like about Verzuz is not just about the charts. It's about the impact.
That is true.
You know,
My Prerogative was a bigger impact.
I get you that. So I can definitely go along with my
It made
Prerogative.
us ADH niggas feel like we had a platform.
Yeah.
We do what the fuck we want to do. Is our prerogative. What you say is in cat talking? Yeah, we was weird. We was, yeah.
Yeah. So the way they had him winning was 15-10. Bobby Brown. It sounds, I didn't write it down, but it sounds like with us going through it, he didn't win at all. No.
It was 6-12.
Yeah. So that's that. Now we did have a couple of things I got from Twitter that was funny that we can go through. Let's see. while somebody is playing my body.
That's how much Keith won in Kansas City.
Yeah.
They popping Keith right now in the neighborhood, nigga.
Right.
Straight up, nigga. KS, nigga.
Oh, this is hilarious. Hold on. Let me go back to share my screen. Because this one was funny. They said this is literally Bobby and Keith the past few hours. Play. Oh, here you go.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was pretty much Keith slapping the shit out of Bobby the whole fucking time.
All right. Then there were a couple of others. I'm not gonna go through all of them because I did screenshot a lot. But let's see. Which one was this one? This one.
Oh, did you get the 10 for back? Okay.
Oh.
Is that Bobby and Keith? Because both them niggas was fucked up. I told you. I text you. Told me don't ruin your time. Because I text you while I was watching like, this nigga Bobby high as fuck.
Yeah, that one was funny. All right. So that was the Verzuz. So next up, let's see. The next thing to talk about is Sha'Carri Richardson and Brianna McNeal in the Olympics. Basically with the whole Sha'Carri Richardson in a nutshell, she's the one that's supposed to be running the 100-meter.
Right.
And she got suspended for 30 days because she tested positive for marijuana. If anybody has seen what's been going on with Sha'Carri Richardson, her mom passed away. Her biological mom passed away. And she found out in an interview that her mom passed away when the reporter said something to her about it right after a race. So she's been having a lot of mental situations going on, dealing with the death of her mom. And then she's been thrust upon us into this spotlight because the Olympics are coming up and she's very talented. And now people are like criticizing her appearance. So it's a lot that she's dealing with right now. And with that, she decided to self-medicate, which she did it in a state where it's completely legal. But she tested positive and now she's suspended for 30 days. What I heard was that her suspension is going to be up right before the games start. I don't know how true that is, but yeah. What are your thoughts behind this?
First off, shout out to Nike. I will say that when Nike been under a lot of bullshit through the years for condoning or not condoning a lot of shit that was going on, especially with the whole Colin Kaepernick thing and you know it was a lot of shit. It was racist flags on Nike, but whatever. Hey, shout out to Nike for actually keeping the sponsorship of her, because I think that's the best thing to happen to that young lady's life, regardless of getting into the Olympics or not. That money right there will help her and her family for the long run, and she can forever be endorsed and do anything she wants to do because of that. I think as much controversy as she's getting now, it'll be a great disservice to her to even run for us, because why would we put her through this scrutiny?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. If I was anybody in her camp, I'd be like, fuck the Olympics. You know, because of the situation she's been through, and because motherfuckers is lightweight and put leeway on everybody else but us as a people. Like Michael Phelps, excuse me, he kept getting caught getting high.
Well, he got suspended for that too.
He got suspended, but he still was put up in high resolves. They're putting this up, and then they're bringing up how she do her nails, how she do her hair, all this extra bullshit.
Somebody,
it's irritating, man. And she don't need them, man.
Yeah, somebody tried to say that her nails and her hair is indicative to somebody that's on drugs or somebody that's dope.
Yeah, they so man, we don't need that shit.
For one, her hair is wigs.
So I don't want to. I don't never want to be that kind of not try to spot out the hypocrisy that be popping. So she don't need the Olympics to be great. I'm telling you, she don't.
She's already great. You know. Glenn says you can't smoke weed in women's Olympic sports, but you can have a dick. That's actually incorrect, because they test on the testosterone.
Whoa, sir.
They test on the testosterone levels. And that's a controversy too with the Olympics now, because there is a trans person that is trying to compete and they're being denied because of their testosterone levels. So
I wouldn't want my daughter competing against somebody that had, you know what I'm saying, that was born with the fucking anatomy that I have. I mean, that's just me. I'm not shutting down transgender people. I think they are beautiful people, and whatever they choose to do, they choose to do. I just feel like if you were born a male and you identify as a woman, sports at that level, like Olympic wise, because of the testing that they do, that shouldn't even be something that you try to get involved in, because you're gonna forever get shunned out, and it's not because of you being transgender. It's because biologically you have too much shit in you that they're gonna test.
I feel like they're separated for a reason. And if you're going to continue to separate them, then you can't blur the lines. So if we're going to say that a trans woman can compete against cisgendered women, then we need to just make it not
all inclusive.
Right. We don't need to separate them. We just need to put them together.
And I would agree with that. If we had males against women against trans, I would totally agree with that.
You just need to put them all together at that point. That way that you ain't gotta test nobody's testosterone level. You ain't gotta check to see if they have a dick or not. Like it's not gonna matter.
We're just gonna base it off of whose talent is better.
Right. So
I totally agree with that. Yeah,
like we don't need to separate it if it's gonna come down to that, because you're not gonna accommodate everyone when you get to
and it's always gonna be forever an unfair advantage,
right?
When you start basing it on when you try to get out of genders, but you still base it on genders, it's going to forever be a disadvantage for
Right.
either party. Either this person, because they're transgender, they're going to be shunned out of fights or events that they feel like they should be a part of, or you're going to have a woman who is going to shun a transgender for even trying to compete with her. Men too. Like let's not get it twisted. There's a lot of women who made the transaction. There's a lot of men who are gonna be like, I'm not getting in the ring and fighting no bitch. And excuse me for saying it, I'm gonna just keep it real. A lot of people are gonna say that. You're gonna be forever at a disadvantage if it don't become inclusive, like you just said. Like it's not, it's doing you a great disservice.
Yeah, because we're not, when you get to talking about physicalities and stuff like that, like we're not talking about if you have what type of genitalia you have, because that part of it doesn't matter.
No, it's just talent.
Yeah. So yeah,
we should all be smart enough to realize at this point it's all just talent. We know great soldiers that are men and women. We know great athletes that are men and women. We know great people that are men and women. If we're going to get into that, we should not start placing motherfuckers in categories.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying if you want to walk around saying I'm 100% woman, you feel the right to. Because I'm going to walk around and say I'm 100% man. But at the same time, if we're going to be on a competing level, it should not be gender-based.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all want to, if you want a legitimate spot.
Yeah. So that's that on that.
Yeah.
But back to the Sha'Carri Richardson situation. Yeah, I just feel like it's very unfortunate that in 2021, when in a lot of places weed is legal, there's still repercussions when you do use it. So
yeah,
I don't know what they need. I don't know who are the powers that be, if they're American or if it's something that has to deal with the Olympics or what.
It's the Olympics. It doesn't have anything to do with America. Because if America made the decision, she would have been fine.
Okay. So it's the Olympics.
It's the Olympics. It's the Olympic rules.
Okay. So they really need to relook at those rules, because there's not only in the US but worldwide, there's a lot of places that are more acceptable now than when the rule was initially put into play. And the main rule when it comes to drugs that they really need to be looking at is the doping, the performance enhancing. There's nobody that's a pothead that's gonna run 100-meter and win. Like that is not,
so you say.
But I'm just saying that just walk around just high all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just like a legit pothead. Like I think she smoked it. I don't think she's a pothead though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Michael Phelps admitted to being a pothead, and he won, 9 gold medals?
Okay. So if he's a pothead.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. So
but it's a downer though. So like it's not affecting him.
But the thing is, we have to, the same basis we did heroin and opium on. Mm-hmm. We should totally reverse it like that, because at one point heroin and opium were medication. So and then that turned into a high level drug. But marijuana started off as a high level drug. So why don't we wean it down worldwide as just a medication?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be any controversy over it, because everybody, well, not everybody, but at least 70% of the world views marijuana flowers as medication because of the properties in marijuana.
Yeah. So, and to your point, Glenn says cannabis is an anti-inflammatory used after running for recovery.
See?
Yeah.
So we have to stop making people look like victims because they smoke weed. Mm-hmm. You know, oh my God, man, give her a pass. She did this and that. Nah, it's a fucking medicine. It's a flower.
Yeah.
My nigga, it's a flower.
Yeah.
Let's not do that. And it's not like, until you find medical reasons for things to be used, that's when you take it off the, you know what I'm saying? That's when you start calling it different things. Case in point, like I said, with heroin and opium, all that was medication based. So at first, everybody was taking opium and heroin. It wasn't a problem. Mm-hmm. So now that marijuana is based as a medicine, why should it still be a problem?
Right.
Like, that's something that should be scratched off the board. Right. I would rather put my money on a nigga that smokes weed than the nigga that's got to shoot up heroin before he runs.
Right. I agree. I just, like, you think of weed as a downer. So it's not altering the way that she's running. Like, it's not a hindrance to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's still able to function on a high level. And
then certain weeds don't do that. Certain weeds are body and certain weeds are focus. You know, sativa, indica, those are focus weeds. Mm-hmm. So, and at the end of the day, it's still a medication. Some people can't focus. They need that. Some people, you know what I'm saying? Some people over focus. So they need that. That's where indica is there. It keeps you grounded. Right. I can talk about this all day.
Right. So if they can accept somebody on anti-anxiety meds and stuff like that, they should be able to accept somebody that smokes weed.
Exactly.
So yeah. So that's that. You know, we rooting for her. There's a petition out. I did sign it to have her compete.
I don't think she needs to compete for it. I think we should be done with competing for a country that doesn't give a fuck about us. That's just my opinion.
I can buy that.
I feel like if we do our heredity charts and we found out like we like 70% Haitian, we should run for them. I'm just
but then that'll be going against America, and if America wasn't the one that did it, if it was the Olympics, then it just goes back to your original point of not competing.
I know that's true, but it's just the way that America, because I'm in America, I only seen what American people did, mm-hmm. how they just tried to like label her a certain way because of her nails and her fucking hair.
Yeah.
Like,
but
if you love her, you should respect what she.
Right. And then
everybody should be in an uproar over this.
I had to get in the comments before all this weed stuff happened. I had to get in the comments on some people and be like, okay, let's not forget that we did have FloJo. You know, and she was an American treasure, and she had nails longer than the days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And her style was second to none. You know what I mean? And we loved her. We loved that about her.
But we wasn't that sensitive back then. We're too sensitive about anything now.
Yeah, but I love that about Sha'Carri. She looks like the women of today. You know what I'm saying?
And she should be. Right. And she should represent what America is.
Right. I love her with the colored hair, with the long fingernails, with the tattoos, her being queer. I love all that about her.
That. You know, but when America turned their back on her, she should have been like, nah. Because America should have stepped up.
Mm-hmm. America has been stepping up. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, they've been stepping up because of the fact that she's been suspended and can't do the Olympics and whatnot. Of course, the general census is that the fastest people come out of Jamaica. So it's been like this whole thing between Jamaica and America on Twitter now, because Jamaicans are ecstatic that she can't run. Mm-hmm. But that's how much she intimidated y'all. You know what I'm saying? So Glenn says, I'm with Lily. They all should sit out the Olympics to show them we can say fuck y'all to America. Yeah.
But my thing is, and I really hate to say it, and I don't want to double back on nobody, but I will double back on what I said, because I don't really think it's America. I just think it's the judging. Like, if I was in her camp, I'd be like, we don't need the Olympics. We don't need the Olympics to still be great.
Right.
You know, because on a worldwide level, outside of the Olympics, where they don't do those silly ass tests like that, she could still be the greatest. A lot of runners were the fastest people in the world that just dealt on just a world circuit. You know what I'm saying? World meters. She can do that with the endorsement she's getting and still be great. She doesn't have to prove herself for people that want to shun her for shit. And that ain't got nothing to do with America. Like you said, that's the work for the world to try to put that staple on her. Yeah. And then for America to, for me, from what I'm looking at, for America to just like not really have her back like I think they should. Yeah. Like I think like Fox and CNN should be on that shit. Talking about, man, that shit's stupid. Niggas that we hire smoke weed. What the fuck y'all talking about?
Right. Yeah. It's the whole, because I thought about the whole them sitting that out before as well. And it'd be different if it was America that was coming down on her about the weed and suspending her for the weed. Then I would be like, yes, every black athlete that's competing for America needs to sit this out and see how far y'all get.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's not America, if it's the Olympics that are making her sit out or suspending her or whatever, then that's not going to make or break them, all the black people in America sitting it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So only thing I can think of is that people don't watch. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. Maybe you can come up with something different. However, to move on to another Olympic situation that's not getting as much media play as this one is the Brianna McNeal situation. Now, Brianna McNeal, she's in track and field as well. I don't know what she does specifically because I saw a picture of her doing hurdles. But yeah. I don't know if that's the only thing she does. But her situation is everybody knows that due to the pandemic, the Olympics, among a bunch of other stuff, got postponed. So that's the reason why the Olympics is happening in 2021 as opposed to last year in 2020. January of 2020, Brianna McNeal unfortunately had an abortion. And
damn, homicide.
Yeah. And she had the abortion because she wanted to compete in the 2020 Olympics. Now, right after her abortion, she was on some medication that knocked her out. When they came and knocked on her door to go drop, she didn't hear. She didn't hear them come knock on her door. So it was put down as basically a failure to, what's that called? A failure to drop. So because of that, they suspended this lady for 5 years. Now, in January 2020, nobody knew that anything was going to be postponed because of the pandemic at that time. I don't even think at that time the pandemic was in America. Because I don't think it really hit America till like February or March. So because of that, she feel like she really is feeling remorseful and very depressed that she had this abortion because she could have had her baby and still been able to compete. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And so now they have suspended her for 5 years, so she won't be able to compete this year, and she won't be able to compete 4 years from now. So, yeah, I came across this topic or came across this situation a couple of days ago, and I just feel like it's just really unfortunate. She's tried to appeal the situation. She's provided paperwork. She thought that the abortion clinic got the date wrong for the actual procedure. So she thought she was putting the correct date on the paperwork. So now they're saying that the documents were forged. So it's a whole lot. And then on top of that, they don't really start throwing allegations on somebody about doping when they fail to drop until it's 3 failures. She's only had 1 failure. And they're already doing all of this. after one failure as opposed to the 3 that it's supposed to take before they start doing all of this. So, what are your thoughts on the situation?
Well, I think it's messed up. First of all, like she, because of the Olympics, she put herself in the turmoil of having an abortion. You know, I really want to say that, like, because I really think it was her competitive nature, because she wanted to compete at that level, but at the same time, it's still a messed up situation that she had to give up something in order to receive something, and it was taken away because of oversleeping. Like she was knocked out. She was Hey, for them not to, for everything to come out the way it is, and for them to still stick to their guns, it's it's very disrespectful. It's just real messed up. Every time I think about it, I just be like, damn, like that lady forever just gonna keep sacrificing. Like whatever happens from here on out, so forth, she's gonna forever keep sacrificing in order to do anything. Like, say for instance, they do look at this and then give her a shot. It still was an ultimate sacrifice, and it's still going to be a sacrifice because they're going to say, if we give you this shot, you can't even talk about it.
Yeah,
you know that's what they're going to do. So she's forever sacrificing in order for a competition that dwindles every 4 years. So that's the tragedy for me.
Yeah. It's just a tragedy all the way around, because that's a decision that I'm sure is not easy for someone to make, you know, and to find yourself in a situation like that, just off top, has to be very traumatic. And and to pick between something that you wanted to do all your life, that you've been training for years on top of years on top of years, and then this situation happens, and you have to make that ultimate decision on, should I go forth with having this kid, or and potentially never have a chance to compete, or should I go forward with my lifelong dream and terminate this situation? She chose the latter and ended up being scrutinized and penalized for it, you know, because even when when it initially happened that she was having to go in front of the committee and explain stuff like that, she was trying to not tell them specifically the procedure. She just said that she had a medical procedure, but they kept pressing the issue, of course. So she had to tell them like it was an abortion, you know. Then she had to provide the documentation, and then because of the date being changed on the documentation, they started talking about, oh, it was forged. Even when they tried to go back and tried to talk to the doctors and all that kind of stuff, everybody vouched for her that this was the situation. It still was like, yeah, no. And then on top of that, when it takes 3 before they start getting into the whole suspension and all that, and it was just one time for her. She's never had this issue before, never gave them no problems before, and it was just this one time, and they're doing all of this for this one time. That's wild. That's just
it's a situation where they got to give her a due process, but I still wouldn't. I just feel like, you know, at this point, the controversy, like, she doesn't need the Olympics anymore, just like homegirl and the ladder doesn't need the Olympics. And I hate to be like fast forwarding like this, because I know we live, but this is the 4th of July and I have things to do. Don't mean to be like that, because this is a real situation. We can speak on it further through podcasts, but we got to wrap this thing up because I got things to do. I got family to see. I believe those two women should be totally shunned on the Olympics. I feel like someone needs to support the young lady that had the abortion and go through that. Like, because if she is the athlete that she says she is, and that people believe she is, because she was going to Olympic trials, she should be endorsed and she should be praised for the sacrifice she made.
He said, "Oh, look at them all cute in matching outfits."
First of all, my guy, check this out. Parker Brothers shirt, I can bring you one. Tell me what your size is. You know, this is a brand. This is not what I'm wearing, but we because it's the 4th of July, we try to do something for the 4th of July every year. So I do have a Parker Brothers shirt for the 4th of July that I am gonna put on. But thank you very much, Glenn, for the shout out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of me and Baby trying to look alike. But nah, but that's just the dress that Baby decides to put on.
Oh, so it wasn't on purpose.
Nah, that wasn't on purpose. That's just how life works, because we match each other. Bam, that's why we having a baby.
Yeah. All right, so that's that on that. So the last thing, fucked up song of the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trey Songz, Infidelity.
Yeah, Me For You, Infidelity too. So we're gonna just move on into that, and then we're gonna wrap this shit up, B.
Hell yeah.
Yep, because it is the 4th. So go ahead and pull that up. All right.
It's past no matter how much I let you down. Ain't going nowhere. She told me I'm trying to survive. Never be enough if it's just. Now she's questioning it's real when I say I love you. I guess it's hard to see you when I'm never even there. Actions speak louder than words, and they say I'm not caring. But I know it's in my heart, and you can hold it right now. You see it's only beating cause you hold a nigga down. Yeah. Think about that for a second now, baby. I can't say it's right when I'm running through the night. I try to stop, can't afford to lose your life. What's going wrong when I ever get it right for you? Oh no, she deserves something better, and I know she does. But I'm never gonna let her, cause she knows my love. You can never find another man. I ain't never gonna understand if it ain't me for you, me for you.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's go through the lyrics of this toxic ass song.
Don't do that. It's a real song. But that nigga say it's a feel song, not a real song.
That's what he said.
No, I don't know. I'm just saying. You know.
All right. So, let's see. So the intro. You kept me on this pedestal no matter how much I let you down. Too long. Now you're trapped.
Now you trapped.
My love for you ain't going nowhere. Only. She told me I'm dying. I'm trying to survive. Never be enough if it's just me for you. And now she questioning if it's real when I say I love you. I guess it's hard to feel when I'm never even there. Actions speak louder than words, and they say I don't care. But I know what's in my heart if I can hold it right now.
You see, it's only beating cause you hold a nigga down.
Think about that for a second now, baby.
Baby,
Oh,
I can't say it's right when I'm running through the night.
oh,
You're my shining star, Cato Ford to lose your
oh,
life. So busy doing wrong, will I ever get it right for you?
oh.
She deserves something better,
And I know she does.
I know she does. But I'm never gonna let her because she knows my love. You can never find another man because I ain't gonna
never gonna understand
if it ain't me for you.
Me for you. Me for you.
Even though I'm doing wrong, girl.
Doing wrong.
You can never move along, girl. Because it's just me for you. Verse 2.
I'm not stopping.
Yeah. Me for you and you for me.
That's the way it's gotta be, even though I'm in the streets fucking with these fucking freaks.
Stupidly, truthfully, I know you've been so through with me. You put up with my foolery.
I guess you got so used to me
and my
infidelities.
And through the bad,
you seen a better man in me.
You pick me up. Every time they put me down, you try to leave me out.
I'ma tag you to the ground.
Baby, look what you allowed.
Baby, look what you allowed.
Oh! Baby, look what you allowed.
Uh-oh.
And I never find no nigga in my house.
Who that speaking in the background? Huh?
She deserves something better. And I know she does.
And I know she does.
But I'm never going to let her.
Kill a nigga dead, that's just
my love for you.
You can never find another man, 'cause I ain't never gonna understand if it ain't me for, just me for you, you. That shit slap, nigga.
Goodness gracious. That song is so great and so terrible in the same breath.
Listen, all right, check this out. I said this before before we did the podcast. I let my girl listen to this. I think it was the first time my girl heard it. She said, vocally, one of the best songs Trey Songz did. Lyric-wise, this shit was terrible. She said, no man should ever think like that. But that's just, hey, listen.
But I respect his honesty.
Yes.
You know.
As I said, it's not a real song, it's a feel song.
He's not sugarcoating how he feels. And as toxic as it can be, that's some real shit.
I said he needed therapy.
Exactly. Babe said he needed therapy.
I agree.
He does. He has some deep-rooted issues that probably started when he was like 15. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But
that's how some men think. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they can just do whatever the fuck, you know, and you just gonna be there. But once you had enough and you ready to go, that's not an option on their end. They're not gonna let you go. And
I think all men have felt that though. I think every man has been in a situation where they felt like, you know, they was gonna do what they wanted to do as a man, and that woman was gonna have to take it. When I say man, I mean men who actually were doing what they supposed to do for a woman. Like, you know, it's been a lot of niggas that's just dick slangers that had this type of attitude. But the nigga who was the dick slanger and the provider and, you know what I'm saying, and doing whatever, he was doing some stepping out and doing whatever he wanted to do, but he still had the same narrative. He was like, where's she gonna go? She not gonna, like, it just works that way. Like, sometimes it works that way. Because as much as we say this is a toxic song, or excuse me, y'all say it's a toxic song, because I say it's an amazing song.
I know, I love the song. I'm not gonna,
you know, it comes from a real place because it's a lot of women that are gonna put up with that. And
that's true too.
Shout out to Trey Songz for putting that segment of Boardwalk Empire on the back end of that, because that was always one of my favorite scenes in Boardwalk Empire. When she was trying to when his girl at the time was trying to tell him everything he was doing wrong, when she knew about it and she dealt with it, and she tried to make an issue out of nothing. So I always thought that was an amazing scene, and for him to put that at the end of that song, kind of, I guess now that I'm even saying it out loud, it kind of like bigged up the toxic nigga that I was. Like, it was like, man, get the fuck out of here. You knew what the fuck this was in the beginning. You make a lot of noise about how much of a good person you are, but a good person wouldn't be here right now.
So as much as I'm at fault, you're at fault.
Yeah, because you did. You allowed this.
Baby, look what you allowed.
Yeah, but that's kind of gaslighting.
I'm not saying that. I'm not going to say gaslighting.
Why?
Because if you knew what I was doing, just say.
But you're saying it's my fault.
I'm not saying it's your fault.
You're saying it's my fault.
I'm
allowing the shit.
But no, we're talking about the lyrics now, but I'm talking about the segment. In the segment, he wasn't saying it was her fault. He's saying if that's how you felt, you should have felt that way in the first place because you already knew what it was. So for you to know what it was and you to keep dealing with it, why are you upset now? What makes you so upset today?
You can be upset. You can change your mind.
Okay.
Maybe you've come to the realization that now, yes, this is pretty fucked up.
And you change your mind without making me change mine. You move on. You can't change my structure because my structure has been working.
No, I can bring it to your attention and you can do with it as you may. If you choose to stay the same, then yes, that would be left up to me on if I stay or go. So that part is correct. But if I'm telling you this shit is fucked up.
This whole arrangement, I do nothing more. If you
choose to fix the situation, then we can work together. But if you choose to still be an asshole, then that's my decision to if I stay or go. But me bringing it to your attention, then yeah, this may have been okay in the beginning, but I'm not with it no more. You can't fault me for saying that I changed my mind.
I'm not faulting you.
Yeah.
I don't think he was at the end. You make a lot of noise for a good person, but you knew what it was from the jump.
Yeah, I knew what it was from the jump, but now I changed my mind. I'm not cool
okay. Then change your mind. Keep it moving.
But that's my point.
But the song, he like, bitch, no. I'm gonna tie you to the ground.
In the song makes it way worse.
Yeah.
The song is gaslighting.
The song, yes. The song is super gaslighting.
Yeah.
Because come on, man. You know what it is. But you love me, right?
Yeah.
You know I love you too. I just got these problems. I got these things.
You allowed it,
baby.
You allowed it.
Look what you allowed. I got a problem, baby. I need help. Baby. You gonna help me? Help me, baby.
Right. And we can be together.
I love this song, by the way. Shout out to Trey Songz for being vocally amazing on it.
Yeah.
And having such a toxic song that I will listen to it on repeat. Because as much as I want to say shit, I don't say shit in real life. Because what the fuck? I'm not losing the girl I got. We about to have a family.
Yeah. I've always loved this song. But I've always acknowledged the fact that it's a fucked up song.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It is terrible.
I don't know what this says about me. But hey.
If Jasmine would have met me when I bumped this every day, she'd have been like, you know what? He's not the guy. He's not the guy.
I have to rethink this red flag here.
Yeah, that would have been a total red flag.
Yeah, definitely. But, yeah. So that is Trey Songz, Me For You, Infidelity 2.
We're gonna go. We're definitely gonna come back on this because this is one of my favorite songs. I want more insight on this song. I want more people to
so you want to do a deep dive.
Yeah, I want a deep dive into how deep and how much this song can affect people. Because this song is amazing.
Right. This is such a great song. This is our second time talking about it.
Yes.
You know. So we might as well make it a trilogy. So, but Glenn says, help me to help you, help me. Basically. All right. So that is episode 25 of the Ish We Talk. Any Jerry's final thoughts?
I don't have any Jerry's final. Well, I do have Jerry's final thoughts. Listen, when you're about 12 to 17 beers in, don't shoot in the fucking air, my nigga. Let the fireworks fly and let it be what it is, man. I do not want to hear on the news somebody lost their life because a nigga drunk and don't know how to shoot to the sky, and and it ends up being a tragedy. Let's not do that, man. It's July 4th. It's supposed to be, we're celebrating Independence Day. It's fireworks day. Let's do it for the kids, and let's just enjoy ourselves and enjoy our families and be able to go home, all of us. Let's do that. There's been so many weekends where all of us ain't been able to come home. Let's do that this weekend, please. And that's my final thought.
Can't agree more. Yep. So that is episode 25 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys on episode 26.
Exactly.
Yeah.